Hi, I'm Cindy Scott, and this is Leading Well, where we do a quick dive into group leader training tips in 5 minutes or less. So today we're talking about Reconnect, the first letter in our recap plan, and it's so important and so valuable. Have you ever met someone who you haven't seen in a while and they jump straight to business? They ask you for something. If I'm honest, most of my emails, I have to go back and say, wait, hi, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Because I can be one of those people that goes straight to business and doesn't consider the personal life or the emotional state of the people around me. And if I'm really, really honest, I don't consider my own emotional state. So whether you're a person who is very aware of their emotions and where they're at, or maybe not so much, this Reconnect helps us be like people together. It's so important. So I want to give 3 reasons and tips for why it's important that we do this. So one is when we share our highs and lows in our group, we each are talking. So we get each person in the group to say something. It breaks the ice. It makes you think ahead. How am I really doing? What is my high or low for the week? Many times on the way to group, I'm thinking, all right, what am I going to say? What do I really want to share with my people? How vulnerable do I want to get this week? Or am I hiding if I don't share that? I ask myself those things. And bonus tip, have the leader go first. When the leader goes first, they can model about how long. So I want to give a few sentences of my high and a few sentences of my low, but not hijack the whole meeting with 20 minutes of me, 20 minutes of my life. Now, there are times when we do need to share more, when there's been a significant low or even a significant high. But for the most part, we want everyone to share. We want this part to take about 20 minutes. So having the leader go first models about how long it should be and where you want to go with sharing the high and the low. The leader also models vulnerability. So please share. This group will be as good as you choose for it to be, each of you. So leaning in, being vulnerable will make the group even better. So when the leader's done, I like to have them choose one person in the group. And this has kind of become common practice here at Worship Center. So maybe I pick that person over there, and then their job is to pick someone else, and so forth. So we're kind of ping-ponging around the room rather than going around in a circle. This makes people kind of keep aware of what people are saying, be on their toes because they might be next, rather than kind of checking out till it comes to their time in the circle. So tip 1, everyone shares and the leader goes first. 2 is we all share our highs because sometimes we forget to celebrate together. Sometimes there's no place to share what's really going on in your life. And this is a place where we can take a moment and recognize what God is doing, the good things that are happening around us, and share them with others and celebrate together. Sometimes I have more to share on the celebrate side, and sometimes someone else does, but it reminds us of God's goodness. Sometimes people need to have more of a perspective where they stop and say, okay, this thing's hard, but there are a lot of good things happening in my life. This helps with that. And then the lows are kind of the same. Sometimes people are happy to share a lot of lows, and they are quick to see those and be vulnerable about them, but it's hard for them to share a high. Some people it's harder with the high, some people it's harder with the low. This gives an opportunity for each of us to look into being vulnerable with the low and celebrating a high with what God's done. For a lot of people, this is kind of like the highlight of the group. A lot of groups start like, are we ready? Are we going to start our high lows? Because they want to connect in this way. So sharing highs and lows isn't just an icebreaker. It's a part of us being vulnerable with our life. It's a part of us being there for each other to celebrate and to care, and brings us some points that we'll revisit when we come to the prayer part. So thank you for leaning in to leading well. It makes an eternal difference.